But anyways, go.
Hello.
Welcome.
Bienvenue.
Bienvenido.
How have you guys been?
Good. Fantastic.
Xavi,
I feel like
Xavi, say bienvenidos.
bienvenidos, huh?
Bienvenidos.
Bienvenidos.
Al podcast.
Marhaba.
Okay, say it in another language. Teach us something. What is that?
Marhaba.
Is it welcome?
Arabic. Welcome.
Well, marhaba.
Marhaba.
Ich nicht Ana Santiago.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought my name's Santiago. Is that not it?
In Arabic, the kind.
Prima.
The heck is this, bro?
Ich mich. Oh.
What? That's
That's-
Arabic.
That's German, isn't it?
Oh, that might be German. How do you say my name is Santiago? I'm sure it's close to that though. A friend of
In
mine.
what language?
A friend of mine speaks Arabic and
Ana Santiago.
just Ana.
I am Santiago. That's it. Or like my
Oh.
name. I'm not sure. I did learn it at one point, but I've forgotten now. Say Ana Santiago.
Ana Santiago. Do you guys know any African? Well, not African, but like African dialects?
No.
Like by name or speak it?
Like speaking.
No.
Ask me, you're so right. Ask me Santiago, is that it? That's what Google Translate says.
In Arabic, ask me.
Yeah, in Arabic. Ask me
Nah.
Santiago.
Nah, like from memory, the way that you say mais ak, so like Arabic's a very interesting language. So like let's say if I said bag, which is shanta, if I said shantatek, it's like I think that's either your bag, and then if the way you say the word at the end, like the suffix is how you say mine. So my name. Yeah, ask it the word from name, it'd be like ak or something ak. So ana ak or something. I don't even know.
Asm.
Asmak,
Asmun.
asmak. I don't really know though. My Arabic is like
Esmun.
Duolingo.
Esmun.
Huh?
Esmun. Okay, but marhaban is like a well-known word, I think. That's hello, right?
Marhaba.
Marhaban. Marhaban.
Close. Anyways, Bro Science podcast time. So, marhaba, all listeners of the world. Santiago has had another conversation with his family at dinner prior to this podcast and has come up with another topic, riveting in fact.
Yeah.
Do you want to intro that?
Sure. Yeah. This weekend, and I'm hoping the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Are you wearing a turtleneck, Chai?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a new look.
You're so classy.
So classy, man.
Thanks.
And I'm shirtless.
The fuck? Right. I'm hoping the answer is yes. We watched. Have you watched the movie Seven?
I have it first item on my movies to watch. I haven't watched it, but I have it first in the movies to watch list.
But I've
It's like
never even heard of the movie, man.
Oh man, it's It's considered one of the best movies like ever.
What?
And it's Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, and you
Like
gotta watch
Ocean's 11? Ocean 7?
No, it's like the Seven Deadly Sins. That's the 7.
Wow.
And yeah, it's one of those movies that I can't say anything. It just leaves you like without like your brain explodes. And
it has
I
like a
love
big plot twist, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you heard about it before? Is that it?
But I don't want spoilers though, because I do want to watch it and be surprised.
No. I won't say. I want to say one thing, but even if I say that one thing to introduce the topic, I'll spoil you. So I don't have any topic. No. But anyways, I wanted to ask you on the topic of movies that left you like, oh my god, what even is life like? Has that ever happened to you, and has that left like to lead up to the question that Chavi proposed before the podcast? Like, has any of those questions led you to actually change something in your life after watching a movie, or I don't know? Have you had any like any realizations, like huge realizations in your life that like left you stumbled? Was it whether it was from a movie or a book you read or a moment that happened to you? I, f- I feel like I want to talk about movies, but for example, I when I watched 500 Days of Summer with Martin, I thought
That's a
it
big one.
was such a plain movie, like
Really?
just really, yeah, that's what I like. Just a rom com, like that's what I thought. But I think it like it touches some like huge points for like love and guys in their 20s and 30s, and that movie led me thinking a lot.
Oh, oh, you thought it was plain, but it got you thinking a lot.
Before watching it, I thought it was plain.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, for me, I think 500 Days of Summer. Whenever I watched it first, it was like, wow, it was like a big one. Have you
Really?
watched that, Chavi?
No.
Do you should we tell you what's about?
Yeah, I don't care. Just tell me.
So 500 Days of Summer is the story of a guy that works in how you call this stores where they manufacture like cards for like
Yeah,
Christmas, for
yeah.
like, so he actually makes the cards and comes up with the
The toy
sentences
cards or real
with the
cards?
quotes, cards
Cards. Oh, cards. Okay.
for like Valentine
Yeah, yeah,
cards
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Christmas cards.
Christmas cards. Yeah, yeah.
So he works in the store that actually come up with the quotes in the cards and all of this.
Mm.
Uh, and one day a new girl comes into the office, and as soon as she comes in, he gets like madly in love with her. And the story goes about this girl's called Summer. So it's the story of the 500 days since he met her,
Okay.
until he met someone else. Because
Right.
it's the story of a guy falling in love with her, trying to get something going with her, failing, trying again, failing. Him thinking she was the only love of his life, but having to realize at like day, I don't know, 400 or something, that that was not the case for her. Am I explaining myself correctly?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Man, this movie's like so sad. Wow.
No, but it's so true. It's like so real.
It is. You can, yeah, love is so fixating. Oh, this is so. There's a podcast that I want to talk about too. So this is going to lead straight into it. But like that kind of love for like, especially relationships, it's intoxicating, man. Like it so is. Like, and you become head over heels with this. The idea of that person is crazy. Like 400 days of loving someone that doesn't even love you. What?
Yeah.
Like it's
So I
crazy, but
think
it's true.
one of the big parts I missed from my explanation of the movie is
Yeah.
that they meet and they get along pretty well right away. But since the beginning, she tells him that she doesn't want anything. She doesn't want a relationship. She just want to have fun, and that's it. She always say that. Maybe in actions, she does behave a little differently,
Yeah.
but because of this, the guy thinks that what she says might be false, and that he might be able to convince her to actually have a relationship with him.
So she was like straight with him from the beginning, and then there's like this like there's huge debates in online debates and like YouTube videos about who was in the wrong and whose side you're in. Was
Who's in
she
the
in the wrong
wrong?
for was she in the wrong for having said that she didn't want to be in a relationship with him and then still have gone on dates with him even though they were very romantic or whatever? Like, I don't think she did anything controversial. I'm on her side, for example. And then the other guy, there's a lot of people on his side that are like, no, he was inevitably gonna fall in love with her. He had hinted her that,
No.
and she kept
Yeah.
on like
She
going on
knew.
dates. She like yeah, she knew and she never wanted to be with him long term, and she still kept seeing him.
Nah, I don't know. My instant response to that debate is like, why does someone have to be in the wrong? That makes no sense.
So my point of view is that they were both wrong and both right in some sense.
Mm.
But if I had to say who is to blame for all that pain that both went through, I would side with the guy. I think that it was her
What?
fault.
No way.
You would side with the guy?
Yeah,
Really?
because because Summer, you might say whatever you want, but we're like animals that communicate with more than just words. And when we see things and when we feel that things, they're not just by
Mm.
the things other people say.
Yeah.
Uh, and even though she might have said from the beginning she doesn't want anything, she still kept going on like super romantic dates and kept holding hands while walking and like playing
Mm.
dad and mom at the store and stuff like that. And those kind of things confuse people. And she knew what she was doing. She knew it.
Mm. Yeah, like my follow-up question to that is, do you think it's healthy to hold other people accountable for your own emotions?
Wow.
That's a question that I ask myself constantly.
That's a
Mm.
great
Because
question.
I don't think it's a yes or a no. It's to which point, from my point of view. From my point of view, the real question is some in sometimes yes, sometimes no, but to what extent can you actually hold
I mean,
accountable other people for your emotions?
yeah, I'm gonna take it a step further. At what point can you hold yourself accountable for your own emotions?
Okay, let's go step by step, step by step.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's begin with other people. So
Yeah.
on
No,
if we go to if
I
we go
think we
to the
should begin
extreme,
somewhere else. I think we should begin somewhere else. Because first, sorry to jump in, but the first thing we said, and this is what interested me so much, is who's in the wrong. And it's so fascinating. Like why does someone have to be in the wrong? Because all that's
I think
happening here.
both were in the wrong.
No. Like let's just wait. Before we like skip to that, right? I don't think there's a wrong or right here. There's just feelings and emotions, right? It doesn't. There's nothing like. There's just pain. Pain's not inherently wrong. It's pain, right? So like I want to get the moral compass out of it, right? And just say, okay, people were feeling pain, people were feeling pleasure, people were feeling attached, confused, all this kind of stuff, right? So now we've just like now it's just feelings as opposed to right and wrong. Now, the way that the people felt, was it up to them, and could they have experienced their emotions differently had they done things differently? Agreed, 100%. And so, could he have changed his emotional experience
Yeah, probably.
with more wisdom, more understanding? I think he like to
But
be honest. I know people like are inherently like confused, like sometimes. So, for example, if I'm going to look at her from like her emotional perspective, sure, she might have said one thing and then she might have communicated other things through her actions. But that's because she wants to feel things, and probably wants to feel loved, but she's like, oh wait, I don't want to feel loved by this guy. I want to feel. So she's got all this confusion going on in her own self. That's why he's confused, because she's got her own confusion going on. But if he had emotional maturity, he'd be able to understand that. Like he's allowing himself to get hurt here, sadly. Like
of
he's
course.
But,
opening himself up to that.
But
but
that
was it up to
So
I
him?
think isn't that like love about like opening yourself to being vulnerable and possibly getting hurt?
it is. It like 100% is. But that's like, like pain and like pleasure are like kind of like friends. It's like, like you look at the beach and it's both beautiful and daunting. Like those waves are like 10 foot high, they could kill you, but like it's absolutely beautiful to look at as well. That's love, or the game of love. It's like it's beautiful but extremely painful. So like take a gamble, I think. So I don't think anyone's necessarily wrong. I just think they're feeling like normal emotions, and like you just got to accept it and have a different relationship with it, as opposed to letting it destroy you or whatever.
No, but I would not agree with the fact that no one's wrong. I think they were both wrong. I mean, I think there are wrong actions in life. There are things that
Yeah.
people do not maybe knowing that what the consequences will probably be, and they still take it and they still happen,
Mm.
and and they hurt people knowing that that would probably happen.
Mm. I just as soon as we make judgments on who's wrong or right, we shift responsibility. and
No,
then you
I
don't actually
insist they
learn. I
were
feel like
both
you don't
wrong.
learn from the emotional experience if you're shifting responsibility all the time. Like if he goes, "Oh, she was wrong. It was her fault," he doesn't realize that there were so many steps and signs that he could have understood. And if he just says that he's wrong, well, then he doesn't realize that there's things that she can do as well to like better herself and all that kind of stuff. Like clearly she's confused, clearly, but clearly so is he.
But
Like,
I think that's what the
yeah.
movie is about. I think I think the movie is about showing clear signs of that this is not gonna work,
Mm,
and he just keeps on going, and you just say like it's
And she
obvious,
keeps
obviously,
going.
and she keeps on going, and
mm.
and you go this is obviously not gonna work. But as you say, Chavi, when emotions are in the table, there's no like logic or trying to or it's harder for logic to come in and you deciding like objectively like what's the best thing for me to do. um and I think that's what the movie shows up until the end, like
Mm.
because objectively he could have left before and nothing of this would have happened and he would have learned, but it's so hard to follow your objective instincts when like you're in love.
I mean, I still think there's logic, man. I get what it's like, but like again, what I'm trying to come to the idea of is that like there's no right and wrong here. It's like they're just feelings. Like just because you'll feel bad, that doesn't mean things are wrong. Like feeling pain isn't wrong inherently. It just hurts. So people think things are wrong because you want to feel right, aka better. But that's
Yeah,
like
but
to say that things are wrong because you're feeling bad is silly in my mind. Like
no,
with
but
like
are wrong
no
in that
objective,
regard.
I don't think there's an objective truth here. It's just like a they felt bad. That's how they're feeling because of their actions.
No, but I disagree. I disagree because I do think we're talking about how they handled the situation in order for them both to get hurt, and of course, in that with that objective, there are right actions and wrong actions,
Yeah, correct. So like if you
and
want to, but that's like going down the whole route of trying to avoid pain. Like that's what we're saying here. Like the objective is try to avoid pain, but like on it personally, like not sure that's the right thing to do. Sometimes it's good to go through the pain to learn or to grow or to whatever. So like, but I
of
understand. I
course.
understand. If we're gonna say, hey, avoid it, avoid all the pain. Well, yeah, they both like. There's both things they could have done so easily, like or easily. I say there's both like very little, or what it seems like logical answers from the outside looking in. Yeah.
But I think that's what the movie's about, showing that no matter how much pain he went through, at the end of the movie, at the last scene, he met another girl called Autumn. So it's
Fall.
like
No,
this
I think I'm.
analogy of
Yeah.
after the summer comes autumn. So it's like those are just stages in life, you
There'll be
know.
another chance.
Yeah.
There will
Wow.
always be another season.
You may have felt that you were wrong or you were right and everything felt like it was the biggest decision of the world at that minute, but in the end there was another chance to prove your worth or not worth, I'm sorry, just like to just have another experience.
Life goes on. Life goes on. A new one will come.
Yeah, I think the movie's great because it plays like it exposes what a lot of us have gone through. Like you sometimes feel like it's the end of the world and the person you were with was in the wrong and everything's horrible, and it goes to show like it was just a stage. And I think that's very like that's like a very good message to have, because if you know that there's gonna be another chance, then I think that makes you have more emotional maturity, like, as you said, Chubby. Like if you can like accept that it won't be the last ever chance for you to be with someone or
Hmm.
And I think that's the problem. What's the name of the guy?
I don't
Well,
David.
know.
that's his problem. That he thinks Summer is going to be the only one, the one, and because of that, he makes
Never the
super
case. Ever,
wrong
ever.
decisions.
Yeah.
I think we've talked in a previous podcast. His name's Joseph, I think. That's Tom. Tom.
Tom,
Uh,
yeah, Tom.
I think we talked about this in that we we I remember one of our first podcasts we talked about how there's always someone better for you, like objectively. Remember?
Wow, man. Yeah, that's true.
Objectively,
Oh,
it's most likely that there's someone better for you.
how crazy.
That's the. I think
That's
that's one
like,
of my favorite topics we've talked about.
Yeah, yeah, I remember it, and it's true. And I think also that's what you need to understand, that there's always going to be someone next. There could be someone next. So,
But
so
then,
if we take it from the perspective of Summer, there's always going to be someone next, and eventually she finds someone as well. But you need, at some point you need to settle.
mm,
and I remember I watched How I Met Your Mother recently, just a random episode, and it was about. Have you watched it, Xavi? I know Martin has.
some of it. Yeah, I'm not like an expert like you.
Did you know Ted Mosby, the main character?
Yeah,
He goes up to like this lady that has a commercial or something, where she like she has 100% success rate in pairing like love couple like soulmates in like a sort of Tinder, but it's she has her own database and like
okay.
pretty much couples soulmates all the time, 100% success rate. And then Ted Mosby goes in, and she doesn't find anyone for him, like no one, and then she gets all depressed because she's like, "You're ruining my success rate," like, and he can't believe how this is possible. So then there's this, like, I know it's just that's just a random episode. It's I don't think it tries to give you like a message, but there's this other like sort of view that there might be no one in the world for you, and
Mm,
it's like
no, who
But no,
I
I think you got wrong that one, because eventually the algorithm does find someone for Ted,
oh, but
and
she was taken. That's it.
but no, but it's like an episode, 3 episodes later or something.
Oh,
But eventually it does find someone for him. But the thing
how
is,
much of
and
mother
I think
knowledge point.
the learning from that storyline is that eventually the algorithm does find someone for Ted. Ted goes to the date, but Robin takes him to the date. Robin leaves him. He's going to get in, but he decides not to go in because he doesn't want perfect. He doesn't want the perfect match for him. He wants Robin.
Damn.
idiot man, idiot boy.
Yeah. Stupid ass. Yeah.
So
I like it.
lately, I've also been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother. I just think it's a great show.
Yeah.
And I told you last week or 2 weeks ago that I've been reading a book called Storyworthy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
hey, I listened to a podcast of the guy, and he's
yeah,
incredible, man. I,
it's
I
incredible.
I talked to my girlfriend for days about what I learned from that podcast.
What did you
So,
learn?
for example, when I was listening to this podcast on my bike, eh, I was extremely excited to be learning new things. I almost stumbled like on some like on a tree branch because I was so focused on what I was listening to. See how I started that story by saying like what I was doing and where I was doing it. That's like just
That was
a
really good.
handy little thing you use because when you say where you were and what you were doing, it gives like 100,000 adjectives without you saying any adjectives. It just you let the person imagine like them in that setting. I said I was on a bike, and you might imagine yourself riding a bike like during your childhood days in your childhood neighborhood, because that's when
Mm,
you used to ride a bike, and it just gets the people like thinking just by saying the name of a place.
Yeah, they
Uh,
drag the people to the moment, and they think they're in this story
yeah,
with you.
it's such a powerful thing to say, to start by saying where you were, because it gets them thinking and involved. It also, and he gives a great example. Like, I'm sorry, Martin, you wanted to say something, but he says that's why Star Wars starts, and a lot of movies start by, I don't know, in Star Wars you see a lot of spaceships shooting at each other in space, and you're like, okay, there's an action, there's spaceships shooting at each other, and you're in space. You don't know what's happening, why it's happening, but you're involved because you already have this like like this scene prepared for you. Or sometimes movies start with a police chase. There's a police chase, and they're in the highway, and you're like, "What the fuck? What's happening?" And it gets more questions for you. It's so good. And I also learned other cool things. But Martin, go ahead. What you
No, I was
say?
just going to add to what you're saying, and one of the key things he said about how to find your beginning of your story is try to start your story with forward movement whenever possible, because that establishes that you're a person moving through, and you need to jump into the story, otherwise you're gonna miss. And it's so good. Now, what I was going to
What?
say is, hmm?
Establish the movement of your story. Is that what you said?
Yeah, let me search it again.
Forward movement.
Forward movement, yeah.
Movement. With
So
what you're
forward,
saying.
Oh, forward. So
because
forward.
start with the story, not with the summary of the story. There's no need to describe the tone or the tenor of the onset. Just start with the story, whenever possible, with open with movement, forward progress, forward momentum. These stories are going somewhere. We're already on the move. Jump abroad for the ride.
Mm,
Um, no, he's so good. But what I was going to say is that I've been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother, and I've been reading this book. I almost finished it, and it's crazy how I see like every little technique and thing that this guy says to do in the storytelling, how I can see it in every episode of How I Met Your Mother, and that's why How I Met Your Mother is so good. And I never realized it. It's because every single episode is about like three different 5 second moments. One usually one from Ted, one from Lily and Marshall, and one from either Robin or Barney. And they just build the stakes, and they use all the techniques that he describes in the book to like just get you engaged and really connect with the characters and feel that 5 second moments of the character in the episode. And
Wow.
it's so good.
Wow. What do you call the stakes? The stakes. He builds up
Stakes.
the stakes, and then the 5 seconds, and that's exactly how
Yeah.
you're supposed to tell a story. And I'd imagine that the people that work in Hollywood and read the best scripts, like, all study this. Like, of course, the best
mm.
ways to do storytelling, and it's all how
Yes, but not all
just
of them, because there are bad movies as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They might have
But
studied. They didn't get good grades.
what?
They studied. They didn't get good grades.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think it's such a powerful skill. And he said, like, in the podcast, he said that just in business, like, just knowing things like that and being able to present powerful presentations, I think his biggest argument for that is, like, you want people to remember your presentation. And, like, the only way you do that if it had great storytelling. And I love
Yeah.
how it's so, like, everything he says is so actionable, or he has a lot of actionable, like, insights. Another one that stuck with me, well, a huge one is Homework for Life. Does he
Yeah,
mention that? Okay, that's
of course.
the most
I'm doing
important.
that every day.
Once I'll explain, like, you should explain it, Martina. I think Chayo would love it. But the other thing that was really cool is that he's it's very specific, but he says if you're a dad or you're a husband and you're married, do you know what I'm getting to? If you're married, you should try to say that in your story. That's just one example he says in the podcast I listened to. Why? Because it's I would guess it's a stake. You use that stake to show everyone and, like, every listener that someone trusted their life with you. That you're married because someone chose to live their rest of their life with you. So it gets people trusting you a whole lot more in whatever you're about to say, just because you mentioned casually that you were with
Hey.
your wife one day during your story, and they're like, "Oh, he's married," and that's a tool for you.
I didn't hear that before. That's good.
And he follows up that example by saying, like, I was once telling a story of how I was buying groceries for my house, and that he saw people got immediately involved, because how funny is it for a dad to be buying groceries, stocking up their home, moms were laughing because they like supposed that he had no idea what he was buying for the house, and like he just imposes himself as like a very vulnerable guy immediately, like very clumsy and whatever.
That's one of the things that I love about this guy is that he he gave me like a whole new view on establishing relationship with people's from a point of vulnerability and opening yourself with stories. Like I feel lately I haven't been doing that. I haven't been like opening myself too much with people and being vulnerable with people. And yeah, I think that's been great.
Yeah.
Wow, it's very cool.
I've also felt that I've only been reading this book for like 2 or 3 weeks, and even though I haven't practiced like actually practiced much, just knowing his tips, I feel like already I see people engaging more with what I say and the things I tell a little
Wow.
bit.
Does that mean we're going to get more listeners on this podcast? Because on this podcast,
More viewers.
Hopefully now it's not only us
No, but
and Santi's
we'll not.
girlfriend.
off you're raising the stakes.
We won't know. Oh, he's raising the stakes. Yeah, we won't know if it's because Xavi or Martin took off his shirt and Xavi's wearing a turtleneck, or if it's Martin having like incredible storytelling skills.
Nah, I don't have incredible storytelling skills, but I
But
felt a
you've
little
always been good at
improvement.
telling stories, Martin.
Oh, man, I'm just
Hmm?
imagining you opening this book, trying to grow. Hey, is that actionable? Is that storytelling? No. Sun's beating down on you. It's 35 degrees. You're sweating getting through the book. Page by page. thing.
That's you did it, Xavi.
Thanks, man. I haven't read the book yet.
You just get it. You just get things.
No, man.
Martin, tell you what homework for life's about. I think it's such a cool concept.
Yeah. So, I have good things to say about this. So homework for life is something Matthew Dix proposed you to do for life. It's a homework for life, literally, and it's just write down a title for each day of your life. Uh, I expanded it a little bit more, and I create a title for each day, like whatever marks more my day or something, and then I also write down all the highlights of the day. And it's incredible because now I remember every day that I've lived for the last month. I remember it. I know what I did. I can remember. But before that, I'm like, what the fuck did I do? It's like lost time. Like I don't I lost those days of my life because I don't remember them anymore. I have no clue what I did. I have no clue what I learned. I had no clue who I saw. It's like just days to the trash. So it's great because it gives you stories. It gives you possible stories. It gives you anecdotes. But at the same time, it also like allows you to keep every day of your life forever. So it's pretty good. And what I've been doing also, it's not only creating a title and writing down the highlights for each day as I'm going, but I've also been doing homework and trying to go backwards to see which days I do remember and try to write them down. Uh, and I'm getting, and the good thing is that I was also doing kind of a similar thing on the period from December to like to April of the time we went to Italy. And I do have some notes on when we went to Italy, and I've
Mad.
been transcribing that to the homework for life. And I've been coming up with some memories that I forgot about totally from our trip, and it's so good. So good, so good. I can read you a couple of days of our trip if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Please. What are the columns you use? It's literally like date, title, and then
Dates, title,
experience
and highlights.
highlights. I'm gonna start
Okay,
today.
I can't add anything more in my day, bro. I'm done. I can't do this. Too much shit in my life.
okay. So this is the day. This is the day we picked up Xavi. Okay, it's called "We Are in Hollywood." Do you know why, Santi?
We are in Hollywood because of the street man. What do you call that?
Yeah.
The
So
the,
I had
the
forgotten
beggar.
about him completely.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about him in a long time.
So it's called We're in Hollywood, and the highlights are: woke up at the car with Santi, met with Oyana by the beach. We brought the guitar and the ukulele and sang some
Hmm.
songs. A German guy came to us. He looked homeless, but I think he wasn't. He wanted to play with us and had a flute, but he was already so drunk, so that we just played a bit and then we talked. Uh,
It was like
he
9 in the morning.
Yeah, it was 9 in the morning, and he was already drunk, like playing the flute with us, and it was so good. He would shout over and over again that we were in Hollywood to people that would pass by. Okay, then picked up Xavi at Bordeaux. It was like playing a hard video game, like with the traffic lights, the train, the cops, the stop signs, the narrow streets, the kids running,
Yeah.
the people crossing like there were no cars, one-way
Mhm.
roads. It was so difficult to pick up with
Dude, I
Xavi
think I
in
broke
Bordeaux.
my wheel, man, trying to get to you guys. I think I remember
Your
that.
Your
wheel?
wheel.
On my suitcase. It was the worst thing ever.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh, and finally come by a lake on the side of a monastery in the middle of the south of France.
Oh
I think
yeah.
this is
With the
such
frogs,
a
man. With the
with the
frogs.
fucking frogs,
Frogs?
Yeah, I
the
think you were
frogs.
so scared of the frogs, bro. Was that you? Who was scared of the frogs?
Martin, I
Martin.
think.
Oh yeah, Martin
Yeah,
hates frogs.
yeah. I was so scared. Okay, next day. Next day. This is a good one. I had also forgotten about this. Xavi drove on the opposite lane and almost
I
killed
nearly
us.
killed you.
Oh, man. Fuck.
I've told so many people that I nearly died. I nearly killed 3 people. 5 people. Who knows how many people were in that car?
It was the three of
we,
us.
we visited a town
Wait,
called
wait,
Oslo and had some
wait,
pastries.
wait. Did you, I think you need to include the fact that Chavi wasn't driving because he's not dumb. He's from Australia. Don't they drive on the other side of the street in Australia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But I know that it's not for people to know. It's just for me to remember eventually if I want to write down a
Right.
story or tell a story,
Man.
so I don't forget it forever.
And yeah. Wait, go back to the memory. How did we? I think I started shouting from the back, didn't I?
Man, it
No,
was foggy as
I was
fuck.
in the back.
It was so foggy, bro. No, you were next to me, Martin. I remember you
No,
looked
I
at me like,
was.
fuck, bro, this guy.
We can't hear you, Charlie. I don't know what.
Xavi, something happened.
Don't get so serious, Martin. You get?
Okay, what
Sorry.
do you remember that? Do you remember that I told you that there was a chapter in this book about the 5 permissible lies in storytelling?
Permissible lies. No.
Yeah. So there's a chapter called the 5 permissible lies in storytelling.
Oh.
It tells you how is it like okay, in which way is okay to lie in storytelling, in what way it isn't. But before he tells like the 5 different ways you can lie in a story for it to be okay, in according to him. Before he tells you that, he tells you that 3 caveats, and the second one is that okay, the first one is that what's the first caveat? Sorry. Okay, so the first caveat is that we only lie in benefit of our audience. We never lie for our personal gain. The second caveat is that memory is a slippery thing, and then we can only tell stories as good as we remember them. We will always make mistakes when remembering stories. We always forget things or something. And I remember that because this is a clear example of it. I'm sure I was in the back of the car. Santi's sure he was in the back of the car. You're
Yeah.
sure I was in the front, so I was probably in the front. But if I was ever to tell the story, I would have told it from the back of the car, and that's a lie. That would be a lie,
Yeah.
but it's like it's okay
Nah, that's fine, man. You just want us to be away from the
because
danger.
memories are good as we remember them.
Man, I remember it was so foggy that morning, remember? We literally saw that car,
Man,
like, as
and
it
that
was, like, 10 meters away.
if that car wouldn't have gotten him on the
Um,
opposite line, we
we
would have
would
died,
died.
or
Yeah.
he would have died because he could have gone in the other like in to a
He
tree
could
or
have gone the other
something.
way.
He would have
Fuck.
died.
Because he went around us, remember?
He went around
But
us.
I
Like,
went, like, to the side. Like, I went, like, off the road a little bit to the side as well on the left.
or imagine we had a car in like
Behind, fuck, man.
behind us. Yeah.
Oh,
It would have that was a close one, a super close one.
I reckon that's the closest I've come to dying.
Were we going
Maybe
that
not.
fast?
Ooh, moving, bro. Oh, it's
Were we going that
it was
fast, man?
so foggy, bro. You could not see 10 meters in front of you,
I don't
and we
remember
did
going that
twice.
fast.
It looked like an alien.
Okay, guys, I have another good day. The name of the day is called "The Mafia is Around Us."
Oh man,
I
love it.
couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle that. I was so nervous.
Do you think
And
that's
and
so?
and the highlights go like this: woke up in the Alps with tourists surrounding our tent. My sleeping mat flew away, and Xavi and Santi were super scared for me to go get it. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
I remember that.
Had hot dogs for breakfast
That was gross.
by the car. Do you remember that?
Oh, we made them.
We made them.
Yeah.
Then the car wouldn't turn. The car key wouldn't turn, and
Yeah.
we thought like something froze, but it just turned out that the steering wheel was locked. Do you remember
Oh
that,
yeah.
Santi?
We
Yeah.
just watched the YouTube video on this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we arrived at Annecy, and we picked up a French old man hitchhiker that only spoke French,
Oh,
And then we thought he'd be so thankful, man.
and he was so pissed that we didn't get him to where he wanted to go. We just let him by the car park we parked, and we said sorry.
He had the the most horrible communication, man.
imagine
He
being
didn't
an
And
hitchhiker.
us as well.
What? You laugh shit.
he didn't want to even try to talk to us.
He
But
tried, but he was speaking French and like in a super countryside accent that it was hard to understand. Okay, then we swam at the lake, saw the Mont Blanc, passed by Milan, visited Salò and had amazing pizza. Okay, this is something I forgot completely.
What?
But
What? Yeah. You
before
go.
we got to the place we actually slept, we were searching for a place to sleep, and we got into like the sketchiest place ever. It was like we literally thought we were like in some mafia place, and the roads were super like narrow, and the road
Oh
was
yeah,
like
I remember
shit.
that.
And I don't really know how I got the car out of there, but it
The
was like
massive hill. Remember that hill was straight up and like it was so narrow. Yeah.
it was so weird. I don't know how we got out of there, but we did.
Yeah.
Uh, then we got the car out somehow, found a picnic place and parked. I put the Godfather music, and then by the end of the day, the three of us shot at the same time.
That was mad.
yeah.
Do you remember what happened the next day, Santi, without Martin saying anything? I remember.
The next day, I remember me going to the car, grabbing maybe like a water bottle. Was there a water faucet?
Yeah, there
Faucet?
was. Yeah. Yeah. Was it
I'm
probably
not
there?
sure where you're trying to get to, Charlie.
I'm just remembering the day. Just
I'm
random
trying to see if
things.
Santi remembers the day without you what you wrote.
Oh, I
Uh,
thought you were trying to get a specific memory or something. No?
Nah.
Okay. Do you remember, Charlie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, try to tell the highlights of the next day
The
before I
whole
tell them.
highlights will be hard, but I think
No,
I
but
remember.
whatever you
Okay,
remember.
I think the day before.
No, after the day
So,
after.
okay, the day after we go to the lake, Lago di
that's why
Garda. We go for a swim. I
I don't
think
swim because
I think it might have been the day we did a nudie swim.
Yeah,
Oh,
we skinny dipped.
we skinny dipped. So the day
I didn't.
before we went for our
I
first
didn't.
dip.
That was
The
nasty.
second, and we did a FaceTime to the guys to tell them that we were going to meet them. And then we bought a hat. I think we bought hats or something, or like at the hat store trying on hats.
No,
Um,
we had like little keychains that looked like a penis.
yeah.
Lago di Garda.
And then we went from there. And then I think where did we sleep that night? I think it was on the side of the road where all the leaves were.
Yeah,
I
you're
can't
right, but
remember.
you missed a ton of things.
Oh
Really?
man, what? Wait. Oh, we swam in the lake before going into the city, like the little city there was, or after we jumped off the ledge where we parked, and the tourists watched as we like jumped into the.
You
the
jumped
Yeah,
into
did I
you
just
you
jump?
you just jumped because you didn't want to skinny dip with us by the end of the city. So we skinny dipped, and then you jumped while we were waiting in the car.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So okay, I'll tell you everything. This is a good day. It's a funny day. First of all, we lost Eduardo. We couldn't find it.
Oh,
No,
what?
no. Oh yeah, he was in my tent.
He was in
Wait
your
for it.
sleep with? You were sleeping with him.
Yeah.
Then visited Sirmion and skinny dipped with Chavi. Went to a McDonald's bathroom at the train station, but it was locked. So a guy took a bill out of the trash and unlocked it. Do you
A
remember
what?
that? So at the train station, because we were going to Venezia, and at,
Oh.
and at the train station, we wanted to pee, so we went to a McDonald's bathroom, but it was locked, and it was like 15 people waiting for the bathroom. So then all of a sudden a black guy puts his hand in the trash, gets the bill because the bathroom would unlock with the number of the bill, and he puts his hand, takes out a bill, gets the code,
A
unlocks the
receipt.
bathroom, and everyone goes in.
I don't
Do you
remember
remember
that,
that?
man.
A
No.
receipt. A receipt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
That's true.
yeah.
Not yeah. A bill or receipt is the same, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Receipt,
Okay.
Right.
yeah, same shit.
Okay. So he unlocked the bathroom, then got to Venezia and got some pizzas and ate at the canal.
Yeah. Was that the same
Dude,
day?
I remember us playing the guitar in Venice for
That was not
ages.
the same day. As la Ligarda.
No, it's the same day,
It's the
man.
same day. Then we tried hitchhiking some boats, but with no luck. People would just laugh at us. Got lost trying to get back with no maps. Then we tried basking for the first time, but as soon as I tried tuning, the E string broke.
Yeah.
Kept,
Oh.
kept playing music while walking. While playing Can't Help Falling in Love, two Italian girls came out of the street to see us play, and then they told us not to play love songs because one of them had just broken up.
She was
Do you
crying.
remember that?
Yeah, she was crying.
Um, then we passed by a little town to buy some food and met the cheese lady who would teach us everything about every cheese and some Italian.
What?
Went to sleep at the car close to Ferrara, and Xavi found Eduardo inside his sleeping bag.
Is that where we slept on the highway?
In the highway.
Like next to the highway, in the mountains, or not mountains, but we slept on
No,
the side of the highway once. The
Yeah, I
street,
remember that.
or like a large street.
once we slept in a gas station, but that was in Spain already.
That was like at the end. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We're like,
we
fuck it, man. Let's leave the
we're
gas
so
station.
yeah.
No, I
we
don't remember sleeping by a highway,
we slept
Where
like
the leaves were, man. Where the leaves were.
but that wasn't a highway. It was like a dirt road.
Yeah,
it
true. It was.
looked like a big street, and it had like a big like. We slept directly next to the road,
Yeah.
That was that. Yeah.
inside the
that was
car.
that was it.
Wait,
Man,
and also
so
you
good.
forgot
So good going with these memories, man.
yeah, the E string broke, and we looked for was it the same day where we looked for instrument shop where the guy like put us a new string on for free, and we were so thankful.
Nah, that was
He
in
didn't.
Rome.
Oh,
What was in Rome?
The string.
a guy like replaced the broken string on the guitar for free and
I think so.
did it himself.
Oh,
No,
but,
that
you know,
was Rome.
we'll
Yeah,
plan.
it wasn't free though.
It was free.
No, I paid for it.
I remember he did something for free. Like he put it on for free or something.
Yeah, he tuned it and put it on for free, but he paid. Like Martin paid for the actual string.
That's yeah. But we were very thankful for him. Like
Yeah, but that was in Rome. That was like 4 days after.
Wow, man. What did we do the next day? Do you have anything or not? That's
Okay, so
I
next
could do this
day,
forever, bro. I could do it forever.
Next day, we got into the center of Bologna by car, which apparently was illegal.
Yeah. Remember all the fines that we were meant to receive?
But I didn't receive any.
Yeah.
Then
I honestly reckon
we got
bullshit, man.
Francesca we got Francesca in the car and started mixing destra and sinistra while Francesca was giving directions. Confusionario.
Nah, yeah.
Met back with Marty and Leo, showered, had a mortadella sandwich, got lost of the
Oh.
group, and got an ice cream. So a guy didn't win and asked the price, and then told the guys, and they were so scared about it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, especially the girls from there, because I think that I don't know.
Yeah,
They
they didn't
were
trust.
sketchy guys.
Yeah. So got amazing pasta at a restaurant. Fell in love with tortellini in brodo. Then we drank
Yeah.
in the street, and finally we played Pictionary.
Oh,
Ready?
yeah.
I don't
At
remember that.
Francesca's.
I remember playing the seat game.
The seat
That was
game.
New Year's, I think.
Oh, that
Which
was new.
seat game?
Yeah. The seat game. So people are faced behind each other. So one person faces one way, one person faces another. And
I
you
forgot
Oh,
that. I don't have that highlight. I forgot it.
that was on New
like
Year's.
who's the smartest? Is that like those type of
Yeah.
questions? Oh, oh!
Someone asked me the worst one ever. Do you remember that one?
Which
Yeah,
one?
we don't repeat that on the podcast. That's
for
not.
him and Francesca.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Okay, wait. I need to know now. I need to know. I need to know.
That's not tolerable.
No, we don't repeat these things.
Was there any other like controversial ones?
No. Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there
It's for
were
Leo, right?
a lot of them.
Actually, there was a couple.
Okay, this is the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
reckon end the podcast.
Right.
it was
Go
great getting these
Science!
memories.
Oh, science. Homework for life. I just started now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dates.
so I really recommend you. Okay, I'll stop it. Goodbye, guys.